I would ask at this time that the assembly please rise. I want you to get your exercise today. If you'll please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Sarah Baker and Sean Melee, and followed by the national anthem sung by Sophie Dick.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I would ask that the assembly please be seated. The welcome delivered on behalf of the senior class by Alia Search.
Welcome to the graduation of the class of 2006. I'd like to thank all of the teachers, board members, fellow classmates, friends, and everyone else here tonight, and our parents, of course, for being here for us all these 4 years. I grew up only going to private school, and I had many misconceptions about public school. Some of these were the people. I thought that the people at public school would be closed-minded. The media portrays them this way in a lot of movies, and being a little kid, I kind of believed them. The education, I thought, was all busy work. I thought the classes were going to be boring. The environment in general, I was expecting to be really disrespectful, where there was no trust between the students and the teachers. I was wrong. The people at CVU are amazing. They're really nice, honestly. They're like the best people I've ever met. And I don't really feel like they're cliques at CVU. I feel like they're just groups of people that come together because of similar interests. I remember the first day, freshman year, when only freshmen were there at CVU, and there were upperclassmen that volunteered their last day of summer break to make us feel more comfortable in their school. I also remember Ryan O'Keefe. That first day, he was at Ben & Jerry's, and we got to talking, and he was someone to wave to in the halls when I still didn't know many people, and he made me feel really comfortable. I remember within that first week of school, Sean McMahon remembered my name, I felt like that was a huge step too. In terms of education, CVU is so diverse, and there's a class for everyone. Some of my favorites were Gothic Tales and Metal Fab, which I just passed, which is like such a cool class. The homework at CVU, I was expecting to be busy work. Generally, the homework that we do is tied into the next class that we have. The environment is built on trust and respect at CVU. The teachers at CVU are amazing, and I feel like by the end of each quarter, I have such a good relationship with them that I could practically talk to them about anything. Because of this respect that we have between students and teachers, the environment at CVU is one where everyone is welcome. Now, I know we're all leaving the doors of CVU, but I want us to all take that trust and that respect along with us for the rest of our lives, no matter where we go. I'm really proud to be a member of this class. Thank you really much, and welcome to the graduation of 2006.
The first address on behalf of the senior class will be delivered by Benjamin von Rijn.
Grad Challenge. Now there's a topic I bet we're pretty relieved to be done with. But unfortunately, I'm going to share a little lesson I learned from Grad Challenge myself. Don't worry, it wasn't my Grad Challenge, and it wasn't senior year when I learned the lesson though. I was a sophomore. It was in the first month of school, and Ken Martin, who's sitting right over here, was my advisor, has been for 4 years. But I was just sitting in advisory. Seniors were pretty much giving it their standard complaints. They were doing a fine job. I'll say to this date, still haven't found something that I've personally heard more complaints about or any more passion involved in complaining about. So they were doing a nice job complaining about the letter of intent. Mr. Martin walks in. He says, I have an announcement to make. I'm going to be participating in Grad Challenge alongside our seniors this year. I'm going to be doing pottery. And I was a sophomore, so I didn't say this to him, but the first thing that came to my mind was, this is one of the worst decisions I've seen an adult make. Fortunately, however, as I got a little more mature, and as I reflect back on it right now, I realized he was setting an example for us, actually. He was saying, yes, I have a full-time job, and yes, I have a family, but I still have time to pursue my own interests, and for him it was pottery. Now it's a huge component, actually, in his life, which is fortunate for him, but he was setting an example of having a balance between what is required and what you want to pursue on your own. I think this class also has exemplified this balance. And I know a lot of people, when you go to defining balance, might say, don't do too much, don't get anything, don't spread yourself thin. But given the ability and energy I've seen in our class today, I think our definition of balance should be to do something besides what is required, do something in addition to what is required. And that's something I've seen all my years here at CVU. Just to give a few examples, one thing I think we can all relate to is the CVU Chronicle. Granted, it's actually an academic class. However, kids are out there offering insight on topics that they're interested in. And every single time it comes out, I mean, I was in AP English this year, but I still think the Chronicle is the best literary work I've read. So it's pretty good. I think it's a 4-time-a-year thing. And I personally am just amazed by what they put together, the product. I think another area where we've made contributions outside the classroom that receives a lot of press are our athletic teams. And I'm amazed at the dedication that our students have shown to develop their talent to where they're contributing at the varsity level and also to where they might play in college. In addition to this, another example could be our drama, theater, and musical program. We just had a fine performance here from some up-and-coming seniors. And the amount of work that goes into a play production. I personally do not have the creative talent to participate, but those that do, you don't really see them for the week coming into it because they're so busy. And I just admire their ability to balance academics as well as this huge, professional play they're working on. Those are just a few examples, and I'm sure every single person sitting before me can think about an individual contribution that they've made outside of the academics and outside of what is required at us at CVU. I think it's difficult to maintain this balance, at least I've seen through my 4 years, and therefore I feel like I should thank some people for helping me maintain it. First, I have to thank my parents for their enthusiasm and energy and continuing to support me through my 4 years, even when they thought I might be doing too many things and might be spread too thin. I have to thank the teachers for at the very least, especially my fourth block teachers, for putting up with my golf absences during the season there, for at least pretending that you were interested in what I was doing outside of your class. That actually, though, seriously meant a lot. I appreciate that interest. I need to thank our administrator here for putting in the work necessary to give us the privilege of coming to CVU for 4 years, uninterrupted, actually. And I have to thank the class before me, because you guys are the reason that it has been a privilege to come to CVU for 4 years. So as we look toward the future here, I would encourage everyone here to keep working to maintain that balance in life. It might be more difficult as we get, there might be some more time commitments as we come along with work or college, whatever path you might take. But I would encourage you to keep that balance that you've shown through these years, as I think it's a really healthy outlook on life. So thank you for listening to my speech. Best of luck and congratulations, class of 2006.
The second address on behalf of the senior class will be delivered by Matthew Caloris.
Good afternoon. Before I begin, I would just like to thank everyone who has helped us all get to this point. Parents, siblings, extended families, our esteemed faculty, and finally the students. We've all helped each other get this far. Let's have a quick hand for everyone who has helped us along the way. Four years ago, day before yesterday, that's June 14th, 2002, I was where you are. Not you students, but you families. I was at my sister's graduation, out on the field behind CVU, listening to her give her graduation speech. I didn't want to admit it then, but I secretly hoped that, today, I would be able to give my own speech at graduation. Well, at least that was the plan. 2.5 weeks ago, I parked my car for track practice where my sister had given her speech, because that green had become a parking lot. I had no idea that I would be speaking today. Then I was approached by Sean to speak at graduation. It is from this quick turn of events that I bring you the theme for my speech, change. There's a saying, and it goes like this: the only constant in the universe is change. And I can assure you that our class knows all about change. 4 years ago, when we all entered high school, all wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, I bet that no one among us could have guessed what would happen on our way to this point. However, since I am gifted with 20/20 hindsight, I made a list of some of the changes our class enjoyed, or at least endured. First and foremost, we are the first graduating class to include the new Snelling House. And while none of us outsiders will ever know what kind of gene manipulation went on behind closed doors on those disaster simulation days, the Snelling graduates seem relatively normal. Over the years, we have watched as our teachers came and went, got married, and had a child, or two, or, wait, how many has Mrs. Gale had? quite a few of us enjoyed our first braces-free stick of gum. We lived through the profound transformation of our school and watched as the walls fell, quite literally, all around us. We cheered as the new, brightly lit cafeteria replaced the old, dark, cramped, evil laboratory-esque one. We endured the freezing colds and scorching heats that filled our school while they were working out the kinks from our new heating system. And we witnessed the end of an era as our mascot changed and Val, one of the greatest principals and greatest people I have ever known, left our school to be replaced by a man who will hopefully continue making CVU the best high school in Vermont. Well, I'm allowed to be a little biased. But perhaps more important are our own personal changes. I am not the same person I was 4 short years ago. And I suspect that none of us are. Maybe it's a change of wardrobe, or of hair color, or musical tastes, or of political views, or even of the core values that make us who we are. Each one of us has watched his or her circle of friends grow and change as we made new friends and lost old ones due to a change of location or beliefs. And some of us have found love in unexpected places, be it between the pages of a book or across city lines. Our lives have been full of almost constant turmoil and more than their fair share of melodrama. But all the while, there has been comfort, for it was all leading up to this moment. 4 years of high school, done. And what's our reward? Only the biggest change of our lives. When we cross this stage, we leave everything we know behind. And while it is impossible to think back over these last 4 years, at all the late-night phone calls and movie nights and innumerable hours spent hanging out, and not feel a hint of loss, just remember that the best is yet to come. Think about it. A fresh start for all of us. A new beginning to shape our lives the way we want them to be, in whatever direction we wish. Our histories were all paved with change, and our futures are sure to be filled with it. But whatever we may face in the coming years, I know we've got a strong foundation to build from. That's what CVU has given us, more important than any diploma, a foundation to build the rest of our lives from. And as we go forth into the uncertain future, let us strive to change ourselves and the world for the better. Good luck, class of 2006. Good job, Matt.
The third address on behalf of the senior class will be delivered by Nora Oliver.
Hello. I first heard this poem by Mary Oliver called The Summer Day while I was spending some time in the Southwest this past spring. There was one line, though, that caught my eye. It reads, "What is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" So as I sat on the edge of a boulder overlooking miles of golden grass and sky islands in the distance, I couldn't help but think about this question. I couldn't help but think about my place in this world. And that was when I was first truly inspired to write this. 18 years done, many more years ahead. Adventures in the past, adventures waiting to begin. My time is now. Our time is now. Remember to learn from the lessons of the past. Remember to plan for the up-and-coming future. And above all, live now. Not then, not there, but here, but now. You must be independent, do things for yourself. Find a place in this world, wherever it may be, close to home or in a faraway land. Make this place truly yours, truly your own. Not your parents, not your sisters or brothers, not your teachers or your peers, but yours. This is your life to explore. So roam. Roam the world of possibilities. So many options, so many choices. Let your imagination run wild. Let your imagination run free. Choose your own direction, choose your own adventure. Your choice, your road. Travel, work, play, your choice, your day. Follow your aspirations, embrace your passions. Life is for following your dreams and learning what that means. So discover what you love to do, love to see, love to experience. Learn what is out there. Seek the unknowns. Seek new knowledge. Answers are often hidden in the darkness, so enter the dark. Enter the dark with curiosity at its peak and eyes wide open. Discover what you don't know. Discover what you want to know. Allow your mind to wander and remember where it goes. You may want to follow it someday. And every day, spend time. Spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, because they are the ones that matter most. Who knows, maybe they'll want to wander the world with you. But where? But when? Take a risk and find out. Control your fears and let loose. And dance. Dance like no one's watching. Dance with your friends and dance with strangers. Don't be shy, be yourself. Be the full you. Be the full you every day and all day. Make no excuses. Make no exceptions. This is your life to dance, so dance through it. 18 years done, many more years ahead. Adventures to remember, adventures still to have. Summer is upon us and the time is now. Life is now. I am still 18 years young. This is your life to live with rousing passion, take outrageous risks, and to make no excuses. So tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
A gift from the departing senior class will be presented by Casey Hovey.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I'd just like to congratulate my fellow classmates. We've been through a lot over these past 4 years. A new school, a new mascot, a new principal. As a thank you to the school and to everyone who has helped us make it this far, we leave you with a few parting gifts. First, to the CVU community, the class of 2006 donates $3,000 to the Val Gardner Fund. This fund was set up to help the students in our community. Our class has witnessed a lot of changes these past few years, one of which is the new school. CVU is such a great place, and now we have many places to hang out, like the patio outside the cafeteria. The only problem is that it's a slab of concrete. We hope with the addition of 6 picnic tables, this space will become a well-used commons area. Lastly, as the first Red Hawks to graduate from CVU, we thought the school needed to make some minor adjustments to Hannah's Halloween costume. Welcome our new improved and much more intimidating Red Hawk. Thank you, CVU.
The honored speaker invited by the class of 2006 to address them on this occasion of graduation will be introduced by Alex Anderson.
I'm here today to introduce the speaker. But first, I need to give a shout out to 3 teachers in the audience. Because last week, few fellow graduates and I knew that these 3 teachers were going to be so sad to see us leave that to help them dry their tears, we left just a little bit of toilet paper on their desks. Bill Mayers, Mr. Greenwald, and Mr. Coffey. It is a great pleasure to introduce our speaker, Bill Schubart. Though born in New York City, Mr. Schubart grew up and went to school in Morrisville, Vermont. After finishing his education at Phillips Exeter, Kenyon College, and the University of Vermont, he taught French at Mount Abe the year that it opened. Several years later, he bought a barn in Moncton and refurbished it into a recording studio, Philo Records. In the 10 years that followed, he and his brother released over 100 albums, most of which are still available on CD today. In 1982, he started his company, Resolution. Resolution just built and operates a brand new Star Trek store. It also handles e-commerce for Survivor, CSI, Discovery, National Public Radio, and about 40 other network and cable channels. Mr. Schubart has been very active in Vermont and has chaired a number of nonprofit commissions, including VPR, the Vermont Arts Council, Vermont Folklife Center, Vermont Bicentennial Commission, and the Vermont Library Board. He is currently chair of Fletcher Allen Healthcare. He now lives, gardens, and writes in Heinsberg, where I'm privileged to have him as a neighbor. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to introduce to you Bill Schubart.
Thank you, Alex. I brought the truck today, so I'll be bringing the garbage cans up the driveway tonight. First of all, let me thank you all for inviting me today. It's really an honor to address you, and I'll return that honor by keeping my comments brief and to the point. Let me start by simply assuring you that though you may not feel or understand this right now, you are all, to a person, capable of an interesting and rewarding life. Although it's true that the playing fields in life are not even, and life is not always fair or easy, and although you may not feel or believe it today, you can indeed do anything to which you set your heart and your mind. Look at it this way. You've already been through one of the most difficult periods in your life. Growing from a child into an adult is very hard work. We adults don't always remember or appreciate what hard work it was for us. As you grew up, some of us have been helpful and some of us haven't. It really depended on how well we remembered what we felt and thought when we ourselves were your age. One's own experience can either help or hinder how we understand and help others. What I ask you to bear in mind as you move on to colleges, jobs, family life is this. If you want a full and satisfying life, you must act as if you will never reach that point. There is no there, as they say. Most graduation speakers will tell you that you are setting out on a journey, but you've been on that journey for almost 2 decades, and for many of you, it's been hard already. Yet your presence in graduation gowns here today at one of Vermont's finest high schools indicates that you have already done a good job and are off to a fine start. I honor you for what you've already achieved as well as for what you will achieve as life goes on. I do remember vividly how hard it was to be your age. So let me make some suggestions that may be helpful. If you think you've mastered something, you haven't. We do not master life. it masters us. And in knowing that, you can achieve almost anything. Your worst enemy is within you. You call it tude. Pride and arrogance will always bring you down. You only need to follow the news to understand this. Remember the mission accomplished photo op shortly after the war began? The proud person thinks they are there, but remember, there is no there. The open person is always smart enough to be aware of his or her limitations and eager to learn more from others and from life itself. Measuring your well-being by things that you have is always going to let you down. The fun of having a video iPod, a plasma TV, or a bone-rattling sound system in your muscle car is fun, but it's short-lived. How many times have you worked really hard to get something only to be disappointed that it did not fill that nagging hole inside you? Things and even wealth are not drivers of happiness or satisfaction in life. The people who will make life worth living will not care whether you have the latest car or the biggest house. You cannot fully understand yourself until you understand others. And I don't mean people in Stowe. I mean people in India, China, Ecuador, France, Thailand, or Mali. Increasingly, in a globalizing world, our neighbors, whether they live elsewhere or immigrate here, will be people with different languages and different customs. But when you meet them, you will be amazed at how their hopes and fears are the same as your hopes and fears. If you don't know what's next, look into the many programs that help young people go abroad to work or volunteer. Some of you may remember my son Steve, who spent 1 year at CVU. Steve was sort of a serial high school goer, did a different high school every year. After he graduated from Mount Abe, he went to Thailand and ended up living with a family in a house on stilts in the mountains in Chiang Mai province in northern Thailand on a small coffee farm. His job was to weed the fish pond, and for that he got 3 meals a day, a cot, and a new family who loved him, and he learned to love them as well. The world outside Chittenden County is broad and rich. Even if you're already set to go to college, think about taking a year at some point to go to another part of the globe, to work, to volunteer, or to study. Mark Twain said in 1869, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts." Your world citizenship will make you a better citizen of Vermont. Next, don't be afraid. There's a wonderful line in a wonderful movie called Like Water for Chocolate, in which the old family cook looks at a daughter of the family and says, "The life lived in fear is the life half lived." Don't let your life be ruled by fear. Fear is normal within us. It's a useful tool for staying safe. But if it moves in and settles into your heart and head, you'll stop growing. Face down your fears. Get help if you need to. The life lived in fear is indeed the life half lived. Just take intelligent risks. Here's where I'm going to sound a little bit like your guidance counselor. Be very careful with psychotropics. Alcohol, drugs, junk food stunt your growth. Not your physical growth, but the growth of your heart and head. If you smoke dope or drink steadily from the age of 15 to 35, you'll be a 15-year-old at 35, both emotionally and intellectually. You've all heard this before, but it doesn't make the truth go away. Taking refuge in drink or drunks or junk food simply gets in the way of living life fully. It may even kill you. You will stop growing, stop learning, stop making friends, and something we all want you will not experience or be capable of, and that's true love. What you cannot learn in real life experience, you can learn through art. It doesn't matter if you were a good student or not. That has nothing to do with it. Take advantages of museums, here like the Fleming or Shelburne. There's a great exhibition coming of my great-aunt Georgia O'Keeffe's paintings at the Shelburne Museum. Or go to a museum in a major city to see paintings by Vermeer, El Greco, Van Gogh. Read a poem you like to your best friend. Read Allen Ginsberg's Howl, T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland. Listen to Bruce Springsteen, Mozart, Bob Dylan, Beethoven, Bessie Smith, Coltrane. Listen to the master singers of Mali in Africa, the sambas of Brazil, the tangos of Argentina, the corridos of Mexico. Art will take you to places you may never go on your own. See a play, read a book, who knows, you may yourself be an artist. Now, this will be the briefest part of my lecture, as I'm the object example, or perhaps the worst example. Stay healthy and fit. Use your body well. Feed it like you would a newborn child. Take care of yourself. I wake up every day on a diet. Some days I do well, other days I don't. But I wake up every day with new resolve. Take care of yourself. Take care of the earth, starting with the part you live in. This is not man-made beauty around us. We owe it to the next generation and the one after that to preserve and protect the planet that's nurtured us. Do your part to make life on Earth better every day. If you don't know what to do, plant something. Turn off a light, carpool, pick up that piece of litter. You don't have to be a hero. Just love your Mother Earth. Take care of community. You don't need to be a politician to make your community or our country a better place. Read the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. There's a very complex balance between the rights of the individual and the common good, and you owe it to yourself and your community to find and protect that balance for yourself and for others. As Thomas Merton said, no man is an island. Work for justice, racial, economic, gender, and religious equity. Work to make the world and your community better places in which to live. Next, stay curious. The minute you think you know it all or have it all, your capacity to grow grinds to a halt, and you flatline your way through the rest of life. This is the Barcalounger stage. No worries, no risk, no excitement, no passion, but also no resilience when faced with adversity or loss. Ride life out to its fullest and to its end. Stay connected to those you love, to the earth, to life itself, and to Vermont, your home and your family. Finally, you must believe in love. You must know in your heart that you are capable of being loved and of loving. If for some reason of fate you were not given this gift, know it from others around you. We are all capable of both loving and being loved, but not all of us always know it or feel it. Know this above all else. Lastly, go everywhere, but always come home. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to recognize the entire faculty and staff of Champlain Valley Union High School. In addition to that, I would like to give a special recognition to Kelly Winter for her 25 years of service to CVU students. At this time also, I would like to thank a man who has been our superintendent for 6 years and has worked diligently to unify the CSSU schools and is always concerned about how well the children are. Dr. Brian O'Regan. And now I would like to introduce our school board members, if they could please stand. From Charlotte, Dottie Waller and Lorna Jimerson. From Williston, Jonathan Milne, Meg Hart-Smith, Sarita Austin, and Jean Jensen. From Shelburne, Jeff Parker, Joan Lennis, and Dick Lednicki. And from Heinsberg, Michael Bissonette and Gianetta Burton. Ms. Jean Jensen, Chair of the Board of Directors. These students have satisfactorily completed the prescribed course of study according to the requirements of the state of Vermont and the Board of School Directors of the Champlain Valley Union High School. Therefore, I heartily and enthusiastically recommend that they be recognized as graduates of this high school, the class of 2006.
Thank you. By virtue of the power invested in this high school and as chair of its board of directors, I accept your recommendation.
At this time, I would ask the first group of students to please come to the stage. Ready? Daniel Adams. Alexandra Aldrich, Matthew Alexander, Keegan Allen, Alexander Scott Anderson, Ashley Arcury, Sierra Armel, Elizabeth Obie, Joseph Balarjian, Sarah Baker, Megan Bayless, Ashley Barlow, Adam Barnt, Ryan Barnes, Dominic Baroni, Jane Bates, Chrissa Bean, Sean Beckett, Christiana Bedard, Hunter Bedard, Josie Beacon, Matthew Beam, Stephen Behoon, Emiko Bennett, Sophie Bick, Jean-Marc Byron, Scott Blodgett, Kristen Bond, Mario Bouye, Adriana Bradley, Eliza Bradley, Chelsea Brazel, Scott Brassard, Malachi Brennan, Elise Brisson, Mark Brisson, Colin Burgess, Greg Burritt, Scott Bushy, Julia Buta, Who did I leave off with? Kelly Byrne, Stacy Byrne, Richard Cabell, Nicholas Caffarelli, John Candido, Augusta Canfield, I'm gonna wait. Bradley Carlson, Reed Carr, Brianna Cavatayo, Sierra Centerbar, Megan Charland, Douglas Charles, Benjamin Chartrand, Sandra Cheeseman, Hannah Chevalier, Chupong Champupong, Harry Clark, Brooks Clemens, Lauren Cole, Christopher Cooney, Colin Cope, Joseph Cope, Colin Cody Wursler, Stephanie Couliard, Thomas Couliard, Joshua Cox, Ian Kramer, Daniel Hollier Cross, Stephen Cross, Christine Dannies, George Davis, Robert Deline, Heather Demirs, Hannah Dorfman, Danielle Downs, William Drinkwine, Danielle Dubois, Michelle Dumas, Erica Dumont, Robbie Dunkling, Kevin Dunn, Zeely Dunn Morrison, Robin Estabrook, Brittany Faga, Scott Fairburn, Kelsey Farnsworth, Francine Fayette, Brittany Fields, Laura Finkbeiner, Melissa Fisher, William Fisher, Shayna Fishman, Shayna Fontaine, Samantha Ford, Willett Sherman Foster V, Jessica Franklin, Ingrid French, Karen Fries, Johanna Galt, Andrew Galvin, Matthew Gannon, Peter Garitano, Christina Galt, Anna Jane Gebeker, Daniel Gillette, Nicholas Gingro, Matthew Giroux, ketchup. Teresa Gonzalez, Pierre Grandchamp, Brian Greeno, Tara Griffin, Courtney Grimison, Luke Grover, Erica Groves, Daniel Growald, William Hagedorn, John Haley, Jennifer Hall, Nicole Halleck, Nicholas Hamill, Jess Harrington, Stephanie Harris, Amanda Hearn, Alec Heilman, Tara Hetz, Daniel Hildebrand, Emily Hill, Nathan Hill, Allison Hipp, Eric Hopwood, Danielle Horan, Megan Howard, Casey Hulvey, Benjamin Isham, Nicholas James, Ryan Jansen, Emily Jaquish, Amy Johnson, Anna Johnson, Timothy Johnson, Nicholas Kavanaugh, Kyle Kenyon, Corey Key, Lily Kielman, Rem Kielman, Colleen Kiley, Crystal King, Hugh Kirkpatrick, Joshua Kirkpatrick, Alex Klakunis, Kyle Nolden, David Kohut, Sarah Kareva, Matthew Kaloris, Raphael Krasnow, Lauren Kraus, Siraj Kumar, Lucas LaBounty, Elijah LaChance, Nicole LaRoche, Zachary Adams LaBelle, Cody LaLancet, Michael Lane, Benjamin Lee, Valerie Legender, Aaron Lesser, Matthew Lewis, Krista Lucchini, Yetta Lumumba, Andrew Luria, Ian Lyons, Sarah Lizagorski, Sean Mele, Michael Maynor, Tasha Manchester, Stephen Mann, Timothy Marcotte, Sarah Marston, Dustin Martell, Meredith Mason, David Matthews, Melanie McCormick, Owen McDonald, Megan McKenna, Scott McLaughlin, Morgan McClure, Nicholas Mead, Emma Moline, Jake Mendel, Hazen Metro, John William Meyer, Benjamin Myers, Nicholas Michaud, Brian Mick, Sherry Miller, Heather Morin, Nicholas Morin, Timothy Morish, Gardner Morrow, Tyler Morrow, Ken Murakami, Christopher Navin, Lauren Neely, Tanya Wien, Kara Nye, Elizabeth O'Brien, Colin O'Keefe, Alex Offer, Eric Olson, Nora Oliver, Jesse Osborne, Miranda Paquette, Jefferson Parker, Christine Parolin, Amanda Partolo, Kiri Therese Patnog, Margaret Patrick, Rebecca Pecor, Courtney Pete, Catherine Filippi, Joshua Phillips, Robert Pierce, Nicholas Pileggi, Michael Pickney, Chelsea Place, Sarah Porzuchek, Catherine Prout, Eric Provost, Jessica Rabidou, Victoria Ramsey, Melinda Ransom, Ellen Rands, Benjamin Reed, Anna Rem, Ashley Robinette, Margaret Rooney, Kyle Rosenblad, Rachel Salvatore, Jennifer Sanders, Shelley Sandoval, Martha Sasarosi, Terry Lynn Savage, Jacob Schenker, Mimi Schneider, Brendan Seeholzer, Lindsay Selin, Christopher Shackett, Maya Shapiro Miller. Monica Cienko. Peter Silverman. Michael Silverstein. Nicholas Simon. Alia Search. Jacob Sirotkin. Laura Sisko. Ben Smith. Elliot Smith. Lucy Smith. Slade Smith. A. Gregory Szynski. Gregory Soul. Emily Spain. Taylor Spain. Richard Sparks. Michael Stearns. Eric Stern. Christian Stiller. Rebecca Street. Chelsea Sullivan. Sarah Sullivan. Colin Sweeney. Jessica Tatro.
Sean, I hope you don't mind.
Sarah Terry. Ariana Tebow. Dylan Thomas. Joshua Thomas. Heather Thompson. Catherine Unsworth. Brooke Valentine. Caitlin Van Sleet. Vasilis Varsakopoulos. Celeste Viu. Nathaniel Volk. Benjamin Von Rijn. Tucker Warner. Benjamin Weiss. Joshua Wells. Amanda West. Patrick Williams. Heidi Whistle. Gemma Walcott Green. Kyle Wolf. And Kevin Zitrich. The concluding farewell of the class of 2006 will be given by Raphael Krasnow.
Just get my little paper.
Good afternoon, graduates, parents, and everyone else. Sorry, can you just excuse me one moment? There's something I have to do. Woo! How good does that feel? And there's a lot of glare coming off these rows, but y'all look good from here, so everything's gonna be all right. Also, I'd like to thank all of you for supporting me during my presidency through its ups and downs. Just send out my thanks. I've been to a lot of graduations. I have a big family, a lot of cousins. They're all older than me, so that means a lot of graduations. And I've found that the majority of the speeches are relatively the same. There's certain guidelines that people usually follow. I felt like I wanted to do something different with my speech, or with what I had to say. And then I got to thinking, and I thought, no wonder everyone does the same thing. It's damn hard to be original. So I ventured deep into the pits of my ever-confusing mind, and I came out with one thing that would be different, and one thing that I've never seen at a graduation. Today for you, I'm going to sing A Place in the Sun by Ronald Miller and Brian Wells, and most famously performed by Stevie Wonder. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Like a lonely stream, I keep on running towards a dream, moving on, like a branch on a tree. I keep on reaching to be free, moving on, 'cause there's a place in the sun where there's hope for everyone, where my poor restless heart's gotta run. There's a place in the sun, and before my life is done, gotta find me a place in the sun. Like an old dusty road, I get weary from the load, moving on, like this tired, troubled earth. I've been running since my birth, moving on, 'cause there's a place in the sun where there's hope for everyone, where my poor restless heart's gotta run. I know there's a place in the sun, and before my life is done, gotta find me a place in the sun. Congratulations, class of 2006. Now you can throw your hats.
If everyone would kindly rise, and all are asked to remain in their places until the graduates have filed out.